Aquaman's already making a big splash in the box office, but is it good? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jesse, you're watching JLS Comics, and today we're talking about Aquaman, the latest installment in the DC Extended Universe. The movie's directed by James Wan, just over 2.5 hours, and it has an all-star cast in Amber Heard, Jason Momoa, Nicole Kidman, a whole slew of others. The film is ultimately its own, where it does take place in that extended universe. We did see Aquaman in Justice League, and from that point on, I knew that he would be the one to carry this franchise forward. He was the one who had the most amount of fun in that movie, quite frankly. But this movie was epic in scale, it was majestic and grand, and it had so many elements from James Wan. There were some horror elements in it, there was the fun. This movie was so many things all at once. And the scope and the scale of it, especially in the third act, was just phenomenal. The plot of this movie revolves, of course, around Jason Momoa's Aquaman. He's thrust into a battle between King Nereus and King Orm, and there is that essential MacGuffin, of course, in the lost trident of Atlan. Whoever holds that will become Ocean Master, ruler of the seas, and that's what the battle's over. You have the land as well, and you have Black Manta as well as a secondary villain who I really felt like was a great villain in the look and in his backstory. He did have that emotional drive that we like in our villains these days, but I feel like he was underused. Maybe they were reserving more of him being the premier villain for a future film. Aquaman 2 is supposedly already in development, but I really wanted to see more. I really like Yaya as an actor, so hopefully they'll use more of him in the future. Now, of course, with an underwater film, you cannot do it without a lot of CGI, and this movie was very, very heavy with CGI, of course, with a $160 million budget. A lot of that went to the visuals. It was bright, and there were so many phospho and bioluminescent elements to it in Atlantis, in the creatures, so many creatures you've never seen before, or creatures that you have seen that were, you know, like a hammerhead shark with bioluminescence and weaponry and a saddle. It was really cool. There were a few groaner moments for me. Some of it was with some of the dialogue, as well as a couple moments where CGI was lacking. But again, that's really hard to do for over 2-hour movie straight through with perfect CGI. Those are some things that I would have improved. And as far as the acting, Jason Momoa plays a really fun Aquaman. You can tell that he knows what his power is, and he has really fun when he's fighting. It gives him some character, and it gives him just a sort of sense of whimsy that we're lacking in some of the other DC characters, and I really like that. I wish that the chemistry between Amber Heard's Mira and Jason Momoa was a little bit stronger. That was another point where it was lacking for me. But overall, it was really great, really believable in terms of the cast as well, under sea. So while this movie definitely did have some areas where it needed some improvement, it was really fun. I really like this movie in terms of the direction that the DC franchise is going. If this is any indication of it, it's picking up from Wonder Woman, of course, with that look and that feel and that tone. Then this is fantastic. This is best movie from DC in a long time. Second best to Wonder Woman, I would say. Second best of the entire franchise since The Dark Knight. Highly recommend it. My score for this would be an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely enjoyed it. I think you'll enjoy it as well, so go ahead and buy your tickets. And once you do, let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I'd love to hear those, as well as your rating. You can continue that conversation down there. If this is your first time here, definitely hit the subscribe button. We have content going up weekly. Comic book and superhero content. And that's it. This is Jesse here with JLS Comics, and this has been a review of Aquaman.